So you have this thing called stolen valor where people maybe walk around in a military uniform or somehow impersonate a member of the military or a veteran to get some kind of benefit out of it. And that's kind of a visual way of seeing stolen valor, but there's another way that people use stolen valor that you can't see. And that's what I'm talking about. What's up, friends, and welcome to an all-new video. So in this one, I'm talking about stolen valor, but in a different fashion than you're used to seeing. You've probably seen a bunch of videos online of these people that are impersonating soldiers, people in the military, wearing these crazy army uniforms. Sometimes they're really far off, sometimes they're a little bit off, and there's different little giveaways that someone sees visually, especially like for veterans or active duty military people, that usually identifies that this person is not really in the army and they're actually stolen valor. But then there's another type of stolen valor that you actually can't see that has been going around as a scam for actually kind of quite a while, and I get a lot of comments about it, so I felt the need to really make a video about this topic. Now, this topic does mostly target women, but I feel it's still very important to kind of get this information out there, even though I probably don't have a lot of women that are subscribed to my channel. But I feel this is very important for people to just know about this thing exists and this is going on. So I have gotten quite a few comments. I'll either get personal messages on Facebook, on Instagram, on Snapchat, wherever someone can find a way to message me to ask me some questions. I usually can tell right off the bat, after a few questions, they start asking that this is probably someone who's being scammed by someone. Now, the common term for these scams are actually called romance scams, because what happens is this individual pretends to be in the military, tries to, gain the trust of that other individual and try to kind of build a little relationship online with that person, and then eventually probably ask for money. So I've been getting quite a few messages over the past several months, usually people asking me questions, and they're saying that, hey, I've been talking to this soldier who says that he's in the army and he's deployed to Africa, and a lot of the kind of scenario kind of twists a little here and there. Some of them are very the same, some of them are a little bit slightly different, but usually it's something like, something's wrong with my pay, or my bank account is frozen, or I need money to be able to leave the country, to be able to go back and get a replacement, something along those lines. And at some point they want the money to be wired to them via Western Union or some other way. So these people that are trying to scam an individual are pulling pictures from the internet, either from Facebook or from Instagram, and using those pictures to claim that this is them. And a lot of times that's what I get, is I'll get photos from the individual saying, hey, this is the soldier that I've been messaging. He says that he's in, Africa or wherever, Afghanistan maybe, and says that maybe he's a lieutenant or he's a sergeant. And that's usually the big giveaway ones, because a lot of times the rank doesn't match up in the picture with what they say they are. So I've actually had two really recent ones that I'll kind of talk a little bit briefly about. One was the soldier who said that he needed money or whatever for whatever reason. I think they were either in Africa or Afghanistan. But in the photo, the patch that was on the soldier's sleeve was an army band patch. So the soldier in the picture was, serving in the army band. And when I looked more into it, it was actually the Puerto Rico army band. So there's no reason why this soldier would be deployed probably to Africa or Afghanistan unless they were doing some kind of, like USO tour. And if that was the case, they're not going to need money for food or anything of what the situation kind of called for. So that one definitely threw up some red flags there. Another really recent one was, this was the photo of the soldier that was given to this female, and the soldier claimed to be a lieutenant, but in the picture, the soldier was in the Army service uniform and had a private rank, did not have lieutenant rank up on the shoulders like you would have for an officer in an Army service uniform. So a lot of times there's some pretty big giveaways. Sometimes it's with the story, sometimes it's with the uniform in the picture. And these are real soldiers that are out there somewhere, but probably not the person that they are actually talking to. But that is really the key thing. I mean, nowadays, we're pretty advanced with what's going on in the Army, to where soldiers should not be in situations where they need money for food while they're deployed. They're probably really well taken care of usually. I can't think of any situation where a soldier is going to have access to the internet to be able to talk to someone, but yet doesn't have access to food. It's probably going to be a very, very, very rare situation, if not non-existent. Also, usually issues with pay doesn't happen a whole lot, especially when you're deployed. I mean, we usually have people that are with us to fix it. Sure, sometimes it can happen where pay issues get messed up, and sometimes it's quick to be fixed, but it's not going to be a situation where you don't have this money and you're going to starve to death while you're over there, or you need to pay to get back out of that country. That is all taken care of. Food is taken care of while you're deployed, and your transportation for while you're deployed to get back home is taken care of. You don't have to pay for that. So if there is an issue with your pay, it's not going to prevent you from being able to go home. It's not going to prevent you from eating. So here are some key things that I want some females and anybody really in general to be aware of if you are talking to someone online and they're trying to build your trust. You know, yes, they might be a real soldier, but they could be someone who is trying to scam you, and I want you to look for certain warning signs. The first one, and the very biggest one, is if at some point that individual asks for money. That is probably a big giveaway that this is probably a scam. This is probably someone who is not even in the military and is just trying to get money out of you. Another giveaway sometimes is if that individual claims there's some kind of lack of support to the soldiers that are deployed somewhere else, because a lot of support is usually given. Like I said, food, everything is taken care of. Your transportation is taken care of. And if they're claiming that they need money to get relieved, they need money to get out of that country and get back home, they need money to get food, that's probably a scam. Another warning sign is possibly if this individual only communicates through social media. Every soldier is given a .mil email address. So it'll usually be something like their first name, their last name at army.mil or something else .mil. They're given a .mil account. So if they cannot actually email you from an email address that is a .mil account, that's also possibly a red flag that this could be a scam. And then sometimes you can also notice, usually in the grammar that they use when they're messaging you, if it kind of almost sounds like it has an accent to the grammar, to where it doesn't sound like English is a spoken language that they know very well. Now, I wouldn't say that's always a red flag, because there are soldiers who come from other countries, they get green cards and then join the United States Army, but it is definitely something to be aware of if that notices to be something going on with your conversation. Other things to watch out for is looking at that individual's social media account. If they have a Facebook or an Instagram, look at what they have on that Facebook or Instagram. If they have maybe only a few pictures and they were all uploaded on the same exact day, that's possibly a red flag. If they don't have any pictures on there, also try to look at the name tag on the soldier's uniform, and maybe try doing a search for that and see if there's duplicate profiles for that name and someone who looks like that same person. So this is like another way of stolen valor that you can't actually see. It's someone behind a computer pretending to be a soldier for the purpose of trying to maybe get money out of you, maybe get some kind of property out of you. So my biggest takeaway from this is I want you to be very cautious. If you're up in a situation like this, or maybe you know someone in a situation like this, maybe you have a friend, maybe a female friend who says that she's been talking to this soldier online who says he's deployed to Africa or Afghanistan or something. These are things maybe to look out for to help your friend out or to help you out if you are actually one of these people in this situation. The biggest takeaway from this is don't send money to anybody online that you do not know. If you do not actually know this person, the only way you know this person is from your engagements online, of talking through chat, talking through emails, through messaging, whatever, and they're requesting for money. Do not send money to this person. Only send money to people you actually trust, people you physically know, not people that you know from the internet. Now, also just kind of be aware of giving out personal information, because yes, they may not get money from you directly by, wiring it to them, transferring them from, Western Union or whatever, but they might get that personal information out of you that allows them to maybe hack your bank account or something else along those lines. So also still be very cautious about giving away, very crucial personal information to an individual online that you don't actually know in person. So I just wanted to be able to put this information out to the women and even the men to be able to, help out maybe their female friends, because it seems like a lot of women are being, tricked into thinking these people are real soldiers. And I get quite a few messages from these women, asking me questions. Most commonly, these are women that are in another country, and it's a little easier to trick them because they don't have the same kind of information as us Americans have, having, the United States military right here. So it's a little bit harder to trick sometimes a American, female, as it is maybe a little easier to trick maybe a foreign female into, giving giving out the information because maybe they don't have as much knowledge about the US Army. But still, it's very important to know because there are women in the United States that are being tricked into this scam, as well as women in other countries that are being tricked into this scam. And it's important that I want you to know about this scam so that hopefully you can look for these red flags. If any of you out there maybe think that you're a victim of one of these scams, you have questions, you want to know anything, about, maybe is this person trying to scam me? Does this person sound like they're really in the Army? Please feel free to send me a message. I'll try to help you out the best that I can, or even try to talk to someone maybe if you know that they're serving in the military or were in the military, and ask them those questions. Because if there's things that sound like they're, sending up a little bit of red flags to you, then it's very important to kind of inquire about it. But above all, do not send that person money. If you have any questions, leave some comments down below. If you, have maybe had this happen to you, maybe leave some stories if you want. Maybe if you are a veteran and maybe you've heard about this, then I'd love to hear your thoughts as well on the whole topic. If you found the information useful, make sure to hit that thumbs up. Maybe even share it so that people know about this scam and hopefully are cautious of talking to someone online that is claiming to be a soldier or a member of the military. If you want to check out some more of my videos, I got a couple right over there. If you're not yet subscribed to my channel, hit the button right down there. You can subscribe to yours truly. Thanks for watching. I'm ThatChrisChaos, and I will see you next time. See ya.